For today's video, I have notes, so if you see me looking down, it's because I'm looking at my notes. But this was a requested topic, and it was how to move on from an abusive relationship. What is next? So we'll just jump right in, and I'm going to say that what's next is being single for anyone that has been in an abusive relationship, and I'm talking all forms of abuse, verbally, mentally, emotionally, financially, all those things, because you need to take the time out to develop self-love. You need to take the time out to develop your self-confidence, rebuild your self-esteem, and heal from that. And I'm going to say, unless this was a super long-term relationship, but I'm willing to bet that all of your relationships were similar in that you were being abused or you were also abusing. Because a lot of times in abusive relationships, especially when it comes to someone who like kind of knows their worth, but they're not strong enough to leave that person, you start to react, okay? And so this is actually in a book that I talked to you guys about before. It's called The Emotionally Abusive Relationship by Beverly something or other. So a lot of times we also start to abuse the person that abused us to begin with. So you got to heal from all that, and the only way that you can do that is by being single for a while. And when I say a while, it's going to vary on, it's going to vary person to person. So for me, I was single as in not dating for like a year plus, because I had to do the work myself because I was tired of dealing with the same type of person. All right, so that requires just being by yourself, and for some people that's very painful and it's very uncomfortable, hence why they always get into relationships, so that they don't have to fix their problems. Understand that if you have a pattern in your relationships, then you are the problem. It is not the other person. Sorry to tell you, but they are not 100% at fault for the mess of a relationship, especially if it's been an ongoing thing. The only person that can fix you is yourself. The only person that can validate, the only person that can give you true validation, like validation that allows you to be confident and do things that you need to do for yourself, is yourself. So be by yourself, heal yourself, validate yourself, and then from that point on, once you have healed yourself and you're a whole person, instead of being half of a person seeking love and acceptance and validation from other people, then your next relationship will be about someone that can complement your life, and you're good with them there and you're good without them there. Okay, most people, just be by yourself and then build your self-confidence, your self-love, your ability to validate yourself, and then you will attract a better partner. Then you will be able to better, your discernment will be better, and so when you get into the next relationship, it will be a healthy one and not a toxic one. All right, the garbage man is collecting trash, so you might hear something really loud in the background. But we're going to move on. The next thing that you need to do is let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Stop telling people your drama. Stop telling people that your last partner was horrible. Stop telling people that your last partner abused you, took advantage of you, cheated on you, stole from you, lied on you, lied to you, had a baby on you, had another woman. Like, understand that people really don't care about your woes. They care in terms of entertainment. I think a lot of people sometimes just like to hear that, okay, my life isn't as bad, because this person over here is going through this, that, and the third. But what it says, like, to somebody like me, is one, you're not over that person. Two, you like to be the victim. And I'm not saying that you weren't victimized. I'm not saying that you didn't suffer from something, but trust me, if I sat here and told you guys everything that I've been through, everything that my ex-partners have done to me, I don't know how you would feel, but it would not make me feel good, and it's no longer, the past is the past. It's not even real anymore. The only way that it can affect us is when we identify with it still, and when we tell people, oh, this is what happened to me, and that happened to me, and so on and so forth. The only time that I talk about my past is to maybe help empower someone else and help them see that you don't have to be a victim to your circumstances, okay? I chose, and most people that are over their past, they leave that baggage in the past, okay? You leave it back when you were married, back when at that point when it happened, okay? You're supposed to learn from what these people have done to you. You're not supposed to hold on to it. There are a lot of people in life that are really stuck on a level, like on level 7 when they should be on level 18. They're stuck on level 7 because they are so obsessed with what happened to them and so obsessed with being a victim, which is disempowering, which, again, I'm not saying that it wasn't messed up what the other person did, but that person was a lesson, okay? That person was your assignment, one of our many assignments in life, and when we don't get the lesson, we keep repeating the lesson or the assignment over and over again, hence why all of your exes have pretty much been the same. Hence why you know, you keep going through the same stuff. And this applies to all areas of life. When you keep going through the same stuff, it's because you're not getting the lesson. And you will keep going downhill and backwards in life until you get the lesson. Stop taking what these people did to you so personal and so emotional. Stop being so attached. That's another issue. Detach from these people. You're seeking validation through these people when you should be not emotional, and understand that each person is there for a reason. It's a lesson. There are some people that were put here specifically on earth to be screwed up people, to teach people with divine assignments and things to do a lesson. Okay, if I never had my heart broken, or if I've never been cheated on or abused or whatever, I cannot sit here and tell you all how to get over it and how I got over it. Listen, I seriously could be in a whole different place than I am right now. And it's not perfect. I'm not saying I'm perfect and whatnot, but what I'm saying is I could be way worse. I could be doing worse than I am now. I'm not doing bad, but I'm saying I could be in a different space altogether. Like, this could be all different had I decided to take the victim route, or had I decided not to leave my last marriage, right? So let it go. Nobody cares about your problems, honestly, but they do want to hear the gossip, because most people are all up in the gossip, but they really don't care about what's going on unless they're, you know, wanting to help your situation. So this goes for those of you that stalk the exes and the new partners of the ex and stuff like that. Their Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, social media, going by their jobs, stopping by their house unannounced. Like, that shows that you don't love yourself, number one, and that you are not over them. If they were so horrible to you, why do you still stalk them? Why are you worried about what they're doing if you don't want them? Okay, so this goes back to the self-love thing. You know, if I don't stalk my exes, I don't care what they're doing. I really don't. I don't stalk people that I used to date. I don't. It's done. You know, once something is done with me, it's done. We don't have nothing to talk about. I don't care what you're doing. I wish you well, but, you know, anyway. So let it go. Release your baggage. Let that baggage go so that your next person does not have to deal with your mess, okay? What you don't want to do, and this happens sometimes, people that are damaged get a good person and then mess it over because they are not whole yet, because they are not whole. But that person is an assignment for the other person that is whole, all right? So, you know, get your stuff together before you get out there trying to date again, because you know, you don't want to go through the same stuff. Moving on. Understand that you cannot fix anyone. You cannot help anyone that does not want to be helped. I'm saying this especially for those of you that have been in long-term relationships, years where you have things wrapped up with each other, like finances, properties, children. And a lot of you all think, oh, because we've been together for X amount of years, I need to stick it out. The thing is, you can only stick it out but for so long. Now, mind you, most people come together seeking validation and wanting the other person to fulfill something broken within themselves. And that's fine if it's healthy and you two complement each other. However, a lot of times it becomes toxic because you are seeking something from someone else when it's not their responsibility, okay? Just like it's not your responsibility to fix anyone, okay? You can help people by, hey baby, you curse me out and it's not cool, here's a book, read it. And if they read it, great, but you can't force anyone to do the work that they have to do to fix themselves, okay? The best advice that I can give you if you're still in it trying to fix that person is to stop while you're ahead, because you're only going to stress yourself out, end up looking 10 years older than you are, stressed out behind this person, depressed, anxious, and everything else that comes under, you know, being unhappy, overweight, no energy, all those things, you know, trying to get someone to do better. You cannot do that. And on top of that, it's not your responsibility to help anyone do anything. You know, you're supposed, in relationships that are partnerships, you're supposed to share information, but you can't sit up there and read a self-help book to your partner. Like, you know, it's not your responsibility, and that's just the bottom line. You know, understand that when people want to change, they will do the work. Understand that when people want to change, they will do the work. People do things that they want to do. So, for example, you want your man to, or your woman to do X, Y, and Z, and instead of reading a self-help book or doing whatever they need to do to get that, to rectify that problem, they want to be on the video games all day. You know, that's a popular thing. And I'm not trying to talk bad about anybody that plays video games, but what I'm saying is, if your relationship sucks, if your communication skills suck, but you would rather invest your time in a video game, then you have a real problem, okay? So, you know, learn that, really understand that it's not your responsibility to fix a grown man or woman's problems, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and end the video, but I do want you to also realize that if you are stuck on this person, and you just don't know, or don't think that you can get anything better, then that's another, that's kind of a lack mentality. You are one person in a world with billions of people. So the possibilities are endless in terms of who you can meet and whatnot, you know, but you have to be specific about what type of partner you want, and then only entertaining that type of person. I'm talking about, this is advice for men and women, okay? But you have to build your self-confidence. You have to let go of the baggage. Stop dragging it around. Stop projecting that mess on other people in your life. You know, and stop trying to fix grown people. Grown people have to fix themselves. They gotta do their own work. And, you know, knowing your worth, knowing your value, having high confidence and self-esteem will stop the negative people in their tracks. You know, because you are way up here and they still got work to do. You know, everybody can change. Anybody can change. It doesn't matter, but they have to want to change. And you can't force anyone to change or to do better, okay? So that's going to do it for this video. I thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Okay, one last thing, I forgot to mention this, and this is super duper duper important in this process of healing and whatnot. You need to understand that what happened to you is not your fault. There's nothing that anyone could do outside of be abusive themselves to deserve to be verbally abused, emotionally abused, financially abused, and physically abused. It's not okay. And I know that some people will try to say, well, you made me do this. You made me hit you. You made me curse you out in public. You made me do this, that, and the third, you know, and it's not truth. That's not the truth. You have to understand that people that abuse that's just what they do. That's their reaction to things. They are broken themselves, and they have to fix themselves, and that's not your responsibility. Oh, he had a bad childhood. Oh, she had a bad childhood. That's not your responsibility. That's, first of all, it's not your It's not your fault they had a bad childhood. It's not your fault that they grew up seeing their mother get hit or their dad do this and that and the third, and that's why they are the way they are. If they know that, if they are aware enough to know that this is why I am the way that I am, then they have enough sense to understand that they need to fix that, and it's not okay. Anytime that people use words and their actions to harm people, they're conscious that it's not good. They know that there's a better way, and that's not your problem. But your thing to do here is to just know and internalize that it's not your fault. It's never anyone's fault. It's never okay. It's never acceptable. And, I know sometimes we give people the benefit of the doubt and we try to give them the chance to heal their own stuff, but it cannot be at your expense. Do you understand? It cannot be at your expense. You cannot deal with people that harm you because that creates a scar. It's one thing to make a mistake, and scars that are very, very hard to heal and that really damage the relationship. So keep that in mind as well. It's not your fault. It is not your fault. It's not your fault. And maybe that might need to be a mantra for you if you are struggling with that, but it's not your fault. Work on your self-love. Understand that there is great people out here in this world that will treat you really well and that won't harm you. You just have to get out of that vibration of attracting those type of people, and then also developing your confidence and your ability to speak up for yourself, so that when people do try you, you say, hey, I'm not putting up for that. I'm not going to stand for that. And you have the confidence to walk away. Okay, so now I'm done with this video. I hope that it was helpful. If you have anything to add that will help someone out struggling in this area in their life, please share below. And as always, I thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.